Hi everyone, Mary Ayers here, and I wanted to do a tapping with you today to help you understand some of the strange feelings that might be showing up in your body when you are making a change, when you are creating new programs within, and at some point, a new program may feel like it stands up and even clashes with an old belief of yours. Let me give you an example. I love the work around I am enough. Well, there's a part of you that's going, well, I know who I was or what it felt like to feel not enough, right? That's not a good feeling. But this new belief, I am enough, sometimes can put me in this position where I'm not really sure what that feels like. I'm not really sure how I would move forward. And sometimes it's an uncomfortable enough feeling that people immediately categorize it, name it, something uncomfortable, unknown, possibly dangerous. It could even be a feeling of anxiety. But what I want you to know is that as we are going through the acquisitions of new beliefs, and then they challenge some of our old beliefs, we may have some discomfort in our body, some weird feelings that we don't really even know how to define. And it's easy for us to go back to an old feeling like I'm depressed or I'm numb, or some of the ways that we say, how am I going to classify this feeling? And what happens if we do that is it will shut it down. We will back off. We will avoid work where change, the discomfort of acquiring something new may feel so bad or uncomfortable that we will back off. And it's one of the reasons why people stop their work. I see it over and over and over again. It also is part of my process. So I want to be able to help people when they get there. For instance, as I've been reading, I'm reading a book, Atomic Habits, and it's bringing up new ideas, and I'm implementing some of those new habits. I'm going to be talking about more of that later. But I also find that there's kind of a new feeling in me, and I'm not really sure how to describe it, but I do know that I want it to have a helpful connotation. I want to be able to say, hey, you know what? This is part of growth. And I'm in a place where I am learning something. And because of that, I'm going to help myself with some tapping. And so that I can allow myself to kind of move through this with very little, bumps and bruises, without a lot of angst, without a lot of discomfort. That's what we're going to use the tapping for. So if you can relate to that, something new is coming, maybe a shift is happening and it hasn't shown up yet. You haven't seen it, so you don't even know it's a shift, but there's a feeling in your body. And maybe it feels a little familiar, but we don't want to give it an old title. So come and tap with me now as we work on this to bring some new understanding to some of the new feelings in our body as we're moving into new beliefs. Okay? And I'm going to do a little bit of reading because I started a script because I was writing this morning. And then I'm going to just start going wherever my mind goes. So join me. Just join me because this is how it can be for you. Okay? So even though I'm in this strange space right now, I'm not sure what it is. And nevertheless, I acknowledge this state of feeling. And I am okay. Even though it feels like something's going on within me. And I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it's something big. Maybe it's a shift. I'm open to seeing where this will go. And I choose to do that in a peaceful and easy way. Even though I'm noticing this mood in my body, for whatever reason. And it's a little concerning because it doesn't feel right. It feels strange. It feels different. I'm open to the idea that I can be present with these feelings. And as I do, new wisdom will come forth. I'm noticing something in my body right now. A feeling that I don't recognize. Although there's something about it that does feel familiar. There's a little bit of angst, a little bit of tension. My body feels like it's just not mine. And maybe I'm on the cusp of something new. But I probably won't see that until I'm on the other side of it. And right now, it's uncomfortable. But I know that change requires acquiring new information. And I know my body won't know what that feels like. So when there's a new feeling in my body, I want to be aware that I'm naming it in a way that will be helpful. A way that will allow me to be present to it. To get through the discomfort. And maybe I shouldn't call it discomfort. Maybe it's a breakthrough feeling. It's as if how a bird would be getting out of its shell. You have to break through it. Or maybe it's like that caterpillar that becomes the butterfly. Where you have to leave what was before to be able to step into something new. And it does feel weird in my body. But when I give it a new explanation, then that gives me a good why for how to learn how to go through this period of time. Something new is being created. It's happening because I'm intentionally creating it. I'm opening up places within me, expanding, allowing. And it is a new feeling in my body. And my mind might want to say that it's anxiety. And maybe there's a little bit of that. But there's also excitement. Because even though I don't know exactly what it will look like, I'm willing to be present. I'm willing to accept that something new may feel a little different. And that I'm still okay. I am safe. I have support. All is well. Even now. And as I breathe through these feelings, I am reminded of other times I've gone through shifts and changes, awakenings, understandings. And I remember then that I was able to see things in a new way. So I'm allowing my body to let this be easy. I give myself permission to stay with it, knowing good things are coming. That new things will be here. And that's okay to have something new. I'm okay even with something new. I allow myself to do this with grace and compassion and softness. I welcome this new growth, these new awarenesses. Take a deep breath. Check into your body. I know you may still not know where this is going, but what we really want to do is leave that space open for that new thing to come in. Be willing to come and tap for any time it starts to get intense or a little anxious. You're okay. The change will be okay. Something beautiful is going to be showing up. Look forward to it. Notice it. Slight differences. If this was helpful for you, or you know somebody who is going through a really tough time, and maybe it's a good change, but they don't know it and they're just really struggling under it, maybe send this to them too. Let them know that tapping can really help them move through these uncomfortable times when we are growing. We are becoming more. All right? And if this was helpful for you, let me know within the comments. Give me a thumbs up, a heart, all of that. I want to be of service to you. I appreciate you. And until next time, keep tapping.